also stay true to God created me to be and to honor him and to make sure that I'm doing is given. That's what we're going to talk. And this is part 2 on how to create a powerful brand as a Christian entrepreneur. So if you didn't catch part 1, make sure you head over to YouTube, check it out. And if you're catching this during the replay, then come back and watch this. If you're watching this live, go ahead to this and then go back and make sure you catch part 2. We're talking today about how to create a powerful personal brand as a Christian entrepreneur. And coming from John 1:35-36, it says, the next day, again, John was standing with 2 of his disciples, and he looked at Jesus and he walked by and said, behold, the Lamb of God. And that was his personal brand. Jesus had a personal brand. And so you should have a personal brand as also. And if you're watching us on Instagram and you want to see the slides, you can head over to YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you might be seeing us. And we have those over there where you can take a look at it. In today's workshop, you're going to discover how to build your personal brand. And you may have been like a lot of people to say, should I have one as a Christian? In today's world, we look at like social media, you got TikTok, you got all of these things that are out there, and how do you represent yourself and stay true to who you are? And that's what we're going to talk about today. And as I always say, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, and make sure that your motives are not about proving to other people stuff. You want to make sure it's about giving honor to God. And the goal, y'all never forget the goal as we go through this, is to make a kingdom impact in the world and share the good news through our gifts, our talents, and our skill and our acquired knowledge. So don't let the thought of should you go live, should you be out there, don't let that stop you from getting your message out there. So last week we talked about the top 3. If you're struggling with building your personal brand as a Christian entrepreneur, the stage is putting yourself out there for the world to know your brand, and whatever Christian leader should know about personal brand. And today we're talking about how to build a personal brand that ministers tribe, and 5 steps to connect you with your tribe through your personal brand. And then you're going to catch part 3 next week, which is how Christian leaders can use social media for personal branding. And also, if you're watching this during a live or replay, if you put the word checklist down in the comment, we'll make sure that we get you the slides and also a bonus checklist that we have for you, so that you can go through this and actually take some action steps to make sure that you are following each step that we've been sharing with you last week and this week and next week as well, on building your personal brand. And make sure you go to www.bybusinessacademy.com to /call to book yourself a strategy session, so you have questions and you want to know more about how to build a course or consultant business online. That's what we're here to help you to do that, and we want to help you do it with biblical principles, because our purpose at Bible Business Academy is to help you build a business for the kingdom using biblical principles. I mean, think about it. What if you can build a 6, 7, 8+ business and then take those resources and use that money to the kingdom to take care, of the children, take care of the widows, to fund your favorite, or whatever the program is, to give money to your church or wherever you belong, or people you want to help. I mean, that's what this is about, is getting that message out there to the people that God called us to serve. So I want to welcome you guys out today for another Irresistible from our Kingdom Business Workshop series provided by Bible Business Academy. And as I said, you can go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com to learn more about our global organization. And I'm your host, Cathy McReynolds, and our goal is to help you build your business so you can get time freedom, debt freedom, and financial freedom. Who doesn't want that? If you want that, drop it in the comments and say yes, yes, yes. And we transform entrepreneurs into kingdom leaders with the sole purpose of growing the kingdom and fulfilling God's purpose. And we're looking to help people who won't, as we say, shut up, let up, or give up until God takes them up. And they're going to do whatever it takes to get their message out there that God gave them to get out there and help the people. So we believe that this message that you're going to hear today will equip you to grow your business, grow your faith, grow your finances, and advance everything in your life for the purpose. And we want you to pursue it with passion. So let's get everything started, y'all. And I want to make sure that you stick around today, because I also share with you how you can get an exclusive gift sent straight to your door. If this is your first time joining us, I'm your host. What's up, y'all? My name is Cathy McReynolds from Akron. I always say I grew up shy, sheltered, and in church basically 6 days a week. A minister, dad, a football coach. So our family was always, it was never just about our family. We were always there to serve people and help. I love my parents and the things that they instilled in us and taught us. I'm an author, international coach, and trainer. Lived most of my life in the DC, or Boston, and Pittsburgh area, as well as Akron, Ohio. So if any of y'all from there, let me know where you're tuning in from. And remember, guys, I can't see your comments right now, so go ahead and drop those, and then we'll get back to at the end. Author, international trainer, introvert who loves to win. Not perfect, y'all, but we're going to take some action and make some things happen and figure it out as we go. Auntie the Many, licensed financial advisor. I've made and lost 6 figures in a couple businesses. And I want to show you there and how to shorten that learning curve. And make sure that you go and pick up our book called Bible Business Secret. You can go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com and get that /book, or head over to Amazon. You can also get a copy of our planner. You need planner in your life. It's called Believe and Grow Rich, and it also makes a great holiday gift. So you can go and grab yourself a copy of that as well at believeandgrowrich.org, or head to Amazon. And as we into the workshop, to know that the information that we're giving you is so that we can then turn around and help you if you need that help in building your kingdom enterprise. So whether you have a business that's already over 6 figures and you want to scale that, this kingdom enterprise is for you. Or if you want to get your course or consultant business, get your gift, your talent, your skill out there, that's what we can help you with. Or if you don't want to do it at all and you want someone to do it for you, we can help you with that as well. All right, y'all, so then jump into today's topic: how to create a powerful personal brand as a Christian entrepreneur. So last week talked about the top that you see there. This week we're going to talk about how to build a personal brand that ministers to your tribe. 5 steps to connect with your tribe through your personal brand. And then next week we're going to talk about how Christian leaders can use social media for their personal brand. So your goal is to minister to your tribe, and you want to get that out there, and you want to be able to help people. You want to be able to show them what you do. And one of the best parts of building a personal brand is getting to minister to potential clients or the congregants, the people that you're called to serve. And that's the key right there. You may be that person who can help change their life. And most importantly, you're living out what God called you to do. And if you're not sure if he's calling you to a ministry, you might have popped in here and be like, well, I don't know if he's calling me to a ministry. I think, but I'm not sure. Over on YouTube, or actually on most of our channels, you'll see a video posted up at the top. It's like 12 minutes that says, is God calling me to start a business? Make sure you check that out first, and then that will answer a lot of questions. And when we hop on a phone call, we'll be able to help you that. So when you know who you are and how you serve best, you'll find it easier to connect with your tribe. And it takes time. It takes time to get to that point. And I don't know what that time looks like for you, but don't quit. I mean, you think of Moses and his promise and how long it took. But, well, actually, he didn't even get to see his promise. Or you get Abraham. You just have to be faithful as you go through the process, and every day just keep getting up and doing the work. That's the whole key thing. But we'll help you connect, and that's one of the challenges that a lot of people face is that they just can't connect. They don't know. And I've been there. Trust me. You're like, okay, you start out in this business, you go here, and it's like, okay, God, what are you calling me to do? I totally get that, but I promise you this. Once you start taking action, you know how he says, if I could trust you with a little, I can trust you with more. He'll start giving you more. He'll start aligning the people, the resources, the videos, the books, and all of that in you. The Holy Spirit will start speaking to you and letting you know exactly what he wants you to do. And you just got to keep moving through that process. You'll know how to reach them. Okay, reach the people you were called to serve without them to resort to pushy tactics that feels inauthentic. And that's so important, that once your message starts to resonate to the people that you need it to resonate to, it's going to become natural. So know yourself. Know it takes time. As a Christian leader and a business owner, personal branding first starts with discovering who you are. Let me repeat that. It starts with knowing thyself. You got to know who you are, and God called you to be. Step up authentically into you. When you're building your personal brand, you can highlight your while minimizing your weakness. I said minimize it. You always want to share those, because people need to know that you're not perfect, and no one's perfect. We've all had mistakes, and there are certain stages that you tell your journey in as you go through that process, or depending on you as a person. You might be that, as an introvert, once we get through it, then we start to tell it. Some people tell everything. They'll put everything out there online as going through it. So if, however he made you and created you, this is how you'll learn to share your story. And this will help you with less frustration, save you energy, because you'll know which projects become good for your gift and what's good for you and how to get your stuff out there. Because I grew up in that era. Like, you don't talk negativity, you don't share negativity. And on social media, it's like, if somebody burnt some bread while they were cooking, they're like, my bread burned, or they broke up and they had a bad relationship. In the reality show, they show everything. So I don't want you to feel that if that's you, you don't necessarily have to share all of that if you're uncomfortable with it. But if you're comfortable with it, it's okay to share it all. You just have to authentically be you. So I hope that's making sense to you. I don't want you to be afraid about coming out and being yourself, because each of us was made unique. That's why each of us have different fingerprints, because each of us was made unique. And when you learn to become you and operate from yourself, then you're going to feel confident coming out here and sharing your message. And don't worry, guys, we show you inside of the academies how to know your avatar, how to speak with your avatar, and how to speak, to relate to them, because you're going to relate to people that are like you, that bring out the best in you, that you feel confident and comfortable around. And even if you're a little nervous, don't worry about it. It eventually goes away. So I don't want you to be afraid to not put yourself out there. And I say the same thing with like partnerships and things like that. It's like, do you want a partner or do you not? Do you want along? But nothing in this world. We all have to get to that point where we realize that we need each other in order to make this happen. Like Jesus, when he came down here, he had 12 disciples to help him get the news out there. So you have to have that team of people in order to help you get things going. That's an important part of personal branding, is allowing, is only allowing projects and partnerships in your life that focus on your strengths. That's something that's important. That let me repeat that. While you're building up your partnership, while you're deciding who to partner with, while you're doing things, make sure you're doing it with people who will bring out your strength, help you get better at what you were called to do. When new opportunities present themselves, I want you to pause. Okay, you don't automatically have to say yes. You don't automatically have to answer. Like Instagram kind of reminds me of being on a construction site. It's like in LinkedIn. I mean, it's not just Instagram, it's a lot of social media. People are just like in your inbox or posted on your comment section, walking past their construction shop or graffiti there of just, throwing themselves at you, saying, buy this, join this. I don't do that. I'm going to just tell you that. Don't do that. Don't be that person who it's on other people's posts about your business. Don't be that person who's always in someone's inbox and all it's ever about is, me, join me, buy me, do it, all of that stuff. You guys know what I mean. You get that. If you can relate to that, say yes, I can relate to that. Just check the Holy Spirit on everything. Pray to God. Just pause and pray. Pause and pray. Remember that. Pause and pray. And ask yourself, is this project exciting to you? The people that you're with, is it exciting to you? I was talking to a friend of mine who is an airline stewardess, and they went to another country, and they were talking about the same thing. The people who were around them were not right people, and attitudes and moods and all of that stuff. So even though they were able to separate themselves and still have a good time, it took a moment to get into that. So that's why it's so important to surround yourself around the right people, and being in MLM and having different kinds of businesses and all of that. Trust me, I fully understand that. And you can't control all of your environments, but if you pause and pray and start doing things on your own and allow God to lead you, things will begin to change. And I also want to know, does it allow you to highlight your best qualities and add more joy to your life? God is about joy. That's one of the benefits of being with God, is you get joy in your life. So you got to ask yourself, if by me doing this is going to be joy. Now, I don't want you to misinterpret joy with being a little nervous of doing something that you've never done before. Those are right. You could be scared, like a lot of A-list celebrities still throw up before they go out on stage, or people get a little nervous. But once you get into it, it eases and it goes away. That's why you got to practice and do it over and over and over again. You want to make sure that you have a message to share with the world. You know what that message is, and you just work on it over and over again to get it out there. Before you know it, you've said it so many times, people start to resonate with it, and they'll get it. Share it in a unique way to make your tribe's lives easier, more meaningful, and more fun. That's the ticket right there. You're here to serve other people. Your gift, your talent, your skill, your unique ability, or your acquired talent is not for you. It is for the people that you were called to serve. And you may have already recognized what this message is, but it can always get better by training yourself and putting yourself in positions where you're forced to learn. Some Christian leaders and business owners, they don't get this and they don't understand this, and that they coach or trainers or anything like that. But when you look in the Word, everybody had somebody or the Holy Spirit there to help them and to guide them. So we want that, whether it's me or whether it's someone else. Make sure you get that help. And often it takes the guidance of a business coach or a trusted mentor to help you discover your message. So don't be afraid to get the book, join that training. We always say when you pay attention, and pay to get better. I do it all the time. I pay to get better. I read, I learn, I go to seminars. I have coaches, I have mentors, and you want to do that so that you can get better. And that's why you want to consider working, with a Christian coach, somebody that is of your faith, or a spiritual mentor, as you seek to define your personal brand so that they can help you. Because, like I always say, even when people are coming to work with us, go through their feet, go see who. It's one thing to be in an interview and describe yourself. It's another thing that one moment when maybe you were excited or maybe you were upset, you just posted something out there. You want to know who people are. Now, do you want to not judge? Absolutely. But do you want to make the decisions? You definitely do. And so you have to diligence, you have to do your homework with who you are deciding to bring your fold and help you to grow. It is so, and then you also want to find your sweet spot. Finding your sweet spot, the only way that I say that you can do that is through time and actually being out there doing it and understanding you just got to understand it's your personal brand, and knowing yourself is going to take time for you to get that going. And when you're sharing it with your ideal clients and the comments that you get, the feedback you get, it'll help your sweet spot. This is the area where your tribe needs help and where you function best. So that's how you know what that sweet spot is. It's kind of like when, I love watch ball, or when somebody's in the zone, you know they're in a sweet zone and everything they put up, it just goes in. That's your sweet spot, giving you that example. And you can communicate that by sharing your stories that show who you're a person and a professional. So you gotta balance the two. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, or they know about you. They want to feel like they connect with you, that they like you, they trust you, listen to you, and help you to guide them. And the only way to really get that dialed in is to authentically be yourself. But let me give you an example. You help moms get their pre-baby bodies back, then share your own weight loss story can be inspirational to them. I've been in business for 25 years, and I share the business losses that I've had, the tax that, to weigh 30 plus business per month, right? And all of the challenges as we go through these, we're sharing those so that they can inspire you and let you know, man, if you lost everything, if you had to go work for someone for a year out of the last 26 years and feel like a failure, loser, and you picked it up, dang, if you did it and you didn't even talk half the time, I know I can get this done. So everybody has a sweet spot. And that's how you develop it, by sharing yours and giving someone else the information. So basically what it's saying is take the focus always off of you and put it on, if I share this, if I communicate this, if I show this, who will it help? Always, who will it help? And you want to share those stories that you share to resonate with your ideal client. And don't be afraid, y'all, to examine their goals, their fears, and their frustrations. Know exactly what they're going through. Like yesterday, I was scrolling through some groups who also help people build business with biblical principles, or it's God related, to see the comments that are there, to see what people are sharing, what people are asking, and to seeing how we can utilize and put messages out there or do talks that will relate the conversation that's already in someone's head. And sharing about your own experience, it like when we're talking about the lady there with the baby weight, you have a baby, like I'm my great nephews, and you never have time to do anything half the time. You might share how you can find a half an hour to exercise if you just had a newborn, and you can do it right in your house. There are always ways to get something done when you're absolutely determined to do it. So whatever you're getting in, down a few, take about like 5 stories that you want to tell all the time, and get good at sharing those stories. Let me know if that's making sense, if that's resonating with you. Drop that in the comments. Personal branding is all about knowing who you are and what God is giving you to share so you serve to others. Let me say that again. Personal branding, different from what you probably heard, is all about knowing who you are and what God has given you to share so you can serve others. How about one more time? Personal branding, all about knowing who you are and what God has given you to share so you can serve others. Like, that's why the you part, knowing who you are so that you can share and you can help people that He has called you to serve. And keep in mind that it does take time to discover and implement your brand. If you like to speed that process, that's where you go get a coach. That's where you get help. That's where you join the academy so that we can help you with that. I want you to take a moment and I want you to ask yourself these 4 questions so that you can dial in on where you're at and where you need to go. This is like, so when you ask these questions to yourself, you can pause, and you can pray, and you can write it down, and then you can put a plan in place. Pause, pray, and plan. I always say pause, pray, and plan, and then you can begin to implement the stuff that you learned and that you discovered about yourself, most importantly, your weak spots, so that you can make them better. So here are the questions. You can take a screenshot of this. What message do you feel like you've been called to share? What message do you feel like you've been called to share? Question number 1. Number 2 is, why is this message important to you? Why is it important to you? 3, what's your sweet spot? The place where your strength meets your tribe's need. Where does your strength meet tribe's need? And like if we're looking at question 3, if I look at my strength is faith, and it's believing, and it's going when it doesn't make sense to go. So if I'm working with people who, they know they got it in them, they want to get it done, we're going to encourage them to get it going and to help them to build them up and to get them going. So that's where my strength will meet my tribe's need, because I know in business it is easier to quit something instead of continuing something and finishing it and getting it done. Question number 4, what is it you love about your sweet spot? What do you love about your sweet spot? What is it that you love about your sweet spot? So again, sweet spot, encouraging people, belief, faith, giving them that, like, you can make it happen no matter what anybody around you say. Don't listen to the naysayers. What do I love about that? To see the joy in people when they win in spite of their lack, their weakness, what people have said, what people have done. You do it anyway, even in themselves. That's the biggest person that they have to get past is themselves. So I want you to take some time and really sit down and ask yourself those questions. And if you want to share those, share them in the comments, or when we talk, let us know. But by you share someone else. So I have that section brought you. So let's go ahead and send to the next one. And is this making sense? You guys getting value out of this? Let me know in the comments there. Now we're going to talk about 5 steps to connect with your tribe through your personal brand, through building that and making that happen, when promoting your business and getting that understanding that you're out here to do business only after people connect with you. So don't have that entitlement attitude, like, listen, because this is, I know that I've been in business and how people do this, that people are entitled. No matter what level you're at, no one has to do business with you. So you got to stay humble through the process. And like, trusting y'all, in the beginning, 4 years ago when I got on here, because of all the experience I had in the business, I felt that way. Like, all I got to do is share a little, and like, no, a reality check real fast to no, every day you gotta wake up and prove yourself, not to yourself, but to other people. And it's not even prove yourself, it's saying, listen, let me get out of my way so I can go serve other people. That's the key right there. Get out of my way so I can go and serve people. Potential clients in Congress, it's like, you know what they're thinking. What are they thinking? What do they want? So I'm going to give you 3 things that are on top of their mind so that you recognize these. And so when you're talking about your health, you can at the top of your mind and know this is what they're thinking, not what you're thinking. Here's what they're thinking. Number 1, if they'll enjoy working with you. So if you got that course, if you got that consultant business, they need to see your personality. They need to know who you are so that they'll know if they'll enjoy working with you. And half the time when I'm on here, I really don't feel like I showcase who I am, because I'm not like the silly, crazy person that's always laughing. But when I'm here, I'm like serious all the time. So I have to bring more of that personality, like, just with the kids, I'm running around like a little dog on the floor, chasing after them, just having a ball. Like, that's me. And I know I don't show that enough on here, right? But when they get to we're going to have a good time. Number 2, how you can help them. And number 3, if they'll get their desired results. People want to know. They play that radio station, WIFM. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? It is not about you. They want to know what's in it for them. If you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. And it's not about, you, your product, your service, or anything. It's about, will they get what they want, and can you help them? And whether that's spiritual growth, whether it's increased web traffic, or whatever your offer may be, you might be helping them with marriages, you might be helping them to get offline business, you may be helping them to lose weight, whatever you were called to do, whatever your moment might be. A pastor, you want to grow your ministry, around the world, whatever that is. Remember those 3 questions. They'll enjoy working with you, how you help them, and number 3, if they'll get the desired results. That is at the top of their mind. That is what they're thinking about. And defining your brand will make them decide if you're that person that can give that to them. And that right branding will allow your ideal the chance to get to know you. And that's why you got to get yourself out here. That's why you got to put yourself on video. That's why you got to be in, communicating with people in their inboxes, having your everyone page. It also gives you an easy way to answer their questions before they ask them to you. But before you start working on your brand, few steps you'll still need to. So I want to go ahead and share those with you. Number 1, you got to describe your ideal client or customer in as much detail as you can. And that's where avatar, like I'll always tell you guys, my avatar is Faye in their chart, and they're that average, ordinary person who want to do something extraordinary. They casually dress. They're that person that's out there. People, they want to help people, they want to enjoy people, they're not into things, they're serving, having a good time, and just enjoying life. Like, that would be my ideal client. Number 2, you need to be specific about their fears, their frustrations, and their feelings. Their fears, their frustrations. So just write that down. Like, what are 100 fears? What are 100 frustrations? What are 100 feelings? And how do you get that information? Like I told you I was doing yesterday. You go inside groups, you run polls, you ask questions, see where people at. And then you might 100, that's a lot. Start with 5, start with 10, start with 20, and keep working your way up. If you do enough digging and messages and forums and groups and comments and of people who are already doing what you want to do, and you start writing down what they say, you'll be able to identify this a lot quicker. And then you just sometimes you'll take that exact same comment, the way they said it, as you looked, you saw that so many people, now that becomes your headline. And when that becomes your headline, people pay attention to it, and you didn't have to create it. That's the beauty of understanding marketing, understanding how to get your brand out there, of understanding people, is you don't have to create the conversation. You just have to find the conversation that's already out there in someone's head. Number 3, and I just mentioned that you want to use forums, social media groups to see the words your ideal clients use to talk about their situation. So this is where you want to begin as you're building your tribe, as you're building your brand, so you can help people with that. So let's talk about some steps to help you. Step 1 is to identify your tribe, which is in potential clients, and what they have been with and how you can help them brand, creating a brand that connects with them. You also need to know what your potential client desires, your end results will look like and feel like. For example, if you help overwhelmed working moms from find time to prepare their nutritional food to feed their families, and the end results might be that, number one, they have less dinner time stress, they have more family time, and they have healthier bodies. That's an end result. And that's exciting for them because you're helping overwhelmed working moms prepare nutritional food. So focusing on the preparing nutritional food, you're not going to help a lot of people. Your message is, man, you can have less dinner time stress, you can spend more time with your family. Your body is healthy. When you go to pick your child, you can pick them up without being out of breath. So you see how that conversation is completely different than buy my nutritional food. It's the best food that's out there. People don't care about that. They care about the end result. And you want to learn to share those with the end result. Next thing you want to do is how you can uniquely qualify to help your clients or the congregants that you were called to serve. You want to describe why you're qualified as a professional, what your education background is, what your experience background is, all of that stuff on your personal background. So like at the beginning of this, when I go through, hey, if this is your first time tuning in, my name is Cathy McReynolds, and blah, 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 I run down a little quick blurb, 10 seconds or more of who I am. If people are constantly watching these videos, they know, okay, she's been in business, she has this, she been a licensed financial advisor, she's had a daycare center. Like, you'll start to know my background when you watch me. That's the same thing that you want to do with people. You also want to offer proof of your qualifications. You can do it through diplomas, even though that your certificates or testimonies or endorsements. There's a proverb that says, let someone else brag on you. I'm paraphrasing that, right? So that's why you have testimonial side. That's why, anytime anybody gives you a comment, you want to have your Slack set up so that you can take all your positive comments or endorsements or anything like that in there, so that you can start putting those on your information and the stuff that you have out there, so that people know who you are. So like reviews, people read reviews, you probably read reviews, so there's a system to getting people to give you reviews. And these qualifications you can put them on your funnels, your home page, your about page, or you can have a dedicated testimonial page on your website and blog, and you can also have a dedicated testimonial book. So those are some of the things I'll talk to you about and help you out as you're going through this. Step number 3 is to describe your milestones. You want to paint a clear picture of where you've been, how you did it, and results that you got your tribe can expect from you, and know what you've done and understand your journey and know where you've been. And it doesn't all have to be in one place, but that's why a long sales letter makes complete sense, because it describes who you are. It takes people through that process, your journey, and you want to tribe the milestones your ideal client typically encounters during their as well, so they can relate to you. So make sure that, and that's about knowing who client is, who you're working with, because a lot of the stuff that you went through are the same thing they've gone through, and you'll be able to help them. So let's go back to the weight loss coach. One milestone might be losing your first 10 pounds. You can talk about how you did it, or like I talk about how I got my first business started and how I got into doing what I'm doing now. So those are milestones that are relating to the people that you're speaking. Don't just focus on the good milestones. Tell the bad, the good, and the ugly. And as I said, there's a time and a place for sharing that, and you want to share it so that you can show people the results that you got after you went through something. And you also want to consider the setbacks that your clients may be facing, or if you had some clients that you helped, you can tell their stories as well, and keep in mind the emotional aspects of that journey. It's not just what they went through, but what did they feel? How did they go through it? What was the emotions? What was the impact that it had on their life? For example, setback might be more on that weight loss, that you gain 3 pounds in a week. Like, I've been there. You saw the weight, and then all of a sudden you gain 3 pounds. But like, you start eating and educating yourself, I gained 3 pounds. This muscle weighs more, and I had been cutting out and losing weight and muscle weight, so that's why the scale is different from what I've been going through. So you see how it's important to just say, hey, buy my stuff, do. You gotta share. Jesus was amazing at sharing parables and relating to the people of the times that he was in. So back then, he talked a lot about farming, planting, wine in your seeds. People, that's how they made a living back there. So nowadays, you just have to know the journey that your people have gone through, and you about that journey and make sure it's relevant to the times that you're in. Making sense? All right, so let's go to step 4. About it, know about your tribe's objections and the objections they face, and be confident that you understand their journey. You want to know and to take the right actions to help them to overcome those objections, and you don't want to hesitate. See, what hesitations might your clients bring up when they're ready to hire you? You got to know that. Like, you got to, when we're preparing, our talks and how to overcome objections, you have a list of everything that people have said to you, and you look for patterns. So if you learn to bring them up in your conversation before they even got to them, you will have a lot of more people, and they'll be like, man, I can't believe you brought that up. I was just thinking about that. And you're not like, you don't have to be smart to do this. You just have to understand the system to understanding the people that you were called to serve and the questions that you need to ask them. And that's why I love reading the word, because it's all in there. We just make it simple for you by giving you the templates and exactly what to do step by step to get the answers that you need so you can help go serve more people. You also want to know, what are they afraid of if they take the first step? Like, I know when I first did my first online giving somebody money, I'm like, is this real? Or I was afraid that I was going to put my money in here and I would never hear from that person again, or they wouldn't deliver on what they said. And I remember saying to myself, it better not be no scam, right? It better be real. And those are some of the things that you may be thinking. So you got to know what your customer is thinking. So right now, because a lot of times we help people on that same journey that we've been. So right now, all the things that you were afraid of, that's why you got to get into those groups, those forums, and all of that, so you can figure it out. For example, if you're a fitness coach that helps obese patients lose weight, you might find that your potential clients are worried about visiting the gym for the first time, being uncomfortable going in there. So once you know that, then you can speak about that up front, and you can talk about that. So they're like, man, they get me. They understand what I'm going through. You ever try to talk to someone and they have no clue about what you're going through or what you're talking about? I was talking to a old friend of mine who used to be in business with me, like, a couple decades ago, and we used to always just talk about business. It was easy talk about business, and now it's completely different because they haven't been in business for a couple decades. And when I talk about business, I see the disconnect, and they even mention that, like, all you do is ask it. I'm like, but that's what we used to always do. But you got to realize that you have to meet people where they're and talk to them about that journey that they're on, and know when to dial it back and who you can speak with and who you can talk with. Let me know what y'all getting out of this, right? I hope that's making sense to you. And see, when you understand these objections, and you understand the facing, you can then offer solutions, but you got to understand that first. And keep in mind, your solutions don't have to be complex. That was something that I had, like, I look at some of the things that we did and we helped. You got to realize it doesn't have to be hard. It can be simple. It's a simple solution. You may think it's hard, but no, it's a simple solution. You might simply tell the client that the first session is all about coming in and getting comfortable with the equipment. No workout is required. How simple is that? I may say to the person like who want to go live, the first time we had the I Love Going Live challenge, and it helped a lot of people. Like, oh, the first time you go live, all I want you to do is go on and introduce yourself and tell people about something that happened to you in high school. Oh, okay, I can do that, right? Everybody can relate to that, and that made it simple. We had them share not about their business, not about what they're going with, but who they were as a person, and something that made them laugh, like little things like that was easy for them to share, and they didn't have to think about it. Because when people get that thinking, they get overwhelmed in it, and they put too much thought in it, it becomes too complex. So ask yourself, how can you dial things back and make things simple? You might simply tell a client that that first gym session, as we said, is about getting comfortable with that equipment, and know you. Then you take them step by step into getting the results that they need to get to, so that they're comfortable with each of those steps as they move forward. All right. Step number 5, describe the action steps. So when you know the journey your tribe is on and that your product is going to help them, you want to describe what they're going to go. That's why you'll see a lot of bulletin points. Here's what you'll get. Here's the agenda. You'll see a lot of that with the action steps on that, so that people will understand what to expect. So, for example, you may have a call to action at the bottom of your blog post or at the bottom of your funnel on your page for joining the email list. When you send the email to this list, you could have a call to action. So that's what you're going to have. You're going to take them through a journey, take them through the next step. Okay, here's what you do here. Now, click this button, enter here in order to make that happen. And you're always moving step by step by step. And so, one of those could be setting up a free consultation. I talk about that all the time. As you're watching this, right? This is one part of it. I say, okay, if you got value of what we talked about so far, go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com/call. When you go there, click the button and book a strategy session with us, because maybe they're uncomfortable with booking a session. But as we're talking here and I'm sharing stuff and they're getting to know me, they're like, oh, okay, well, we can trust this person. We can trust them to help us. Oh, I want to talk to them. I want to know more. All right, making sense, y'all? Could just keep continually inviting your community to take action. Keep that call going. It's like when you go to church, they always have the altar call. And some people, even you maybe, have sat there Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, and then one Sunday you finally got the courage to get up and go. So what if they would have stopped the call to come and change your life, right? You might have never made that. So that's, you never know when that right moment might be for that person to say yes, that they're ready to get help. Is that making sense? So that's why that's important. And when you keep doing this is when things will continue to grow, and just keep figuring out ways you can understand your clients, understand the people that you were called to, and just remember that first step, that next step, and all of this will help to build your brand as you're going. And when you genuinely care about your tribe, about the people that you were called to serve, it's going to begin to shine through, and people will know that. And guess what, y'all? It brings glory to God and the beauty of this. So I'm going to give you 5 questions now that you want to ask yourself, so that you can make that transition and build your brand and serve more people and be more pleasing to God. Number 1, who is your ideal client that you want to serve, or the congregant that you need to help? Like, who is that ideal person? We're back to that same question. It's so important for you to know the answer to that. Why are you passionate about serving this client? How will you be helping your ideal client? In what ways will you accomplish this? Is it through one-on-one coaching? Is it through webinars? Is it live event? Is it through hybrid events? Are you going to have a combination of all of them? Is it in a book? Like, how are you going to help them? And you're going to initially draw into things that are most comfortable to you, and then you'll branch yourself out and begin to do different. And how will your trials of life be different after working with you or attending your ministry, or you solving or joining your course, or being your consultant client? How will their lives be different? Make sure you get answers to those 5 questions, and again, let us know what you're coming up with. So I hope you got value the last 50 minutes of us going through this process. Join us next week as we talk about how Christians leaders can use social media for personal branding. So guys, don't stop here. In between now and next week, I want you to go book a strategy call with us. If you're catching this during the replay, go to BibleBusiness.com, book that strategy call. Join us next week for part 3. If you're catching this during the replay 5 or 10 years from now, look online for part 3 on how to build your personal brand and go out there and make that happen. Personal branding for a Christian, for the kingdom entrepreneur, for the driven entrepreneur. So we can help you with that. So now, if it's okay with have your permission, I just want to share with you how we can help serve you and help you to get your course or consultants out there. So that's what we're going to talk about right now with Genesis Academy. So, of course, about branding, about your ideal client, how about marketing, sales, and the systems that you're going to need, your sales systems and your people systems, and also the background system that you're going to need to get your business. We're going to take you from beginning to end. That's Genesis. That's why it's called Genesis Academy. And in addition to learning all that stuff about how to launch a business, you're going to also gain valuable skills, marketing, leadership, and so much more. And this program is ideal for anyone who wants to start their own business, whether they're looking to earn extra income or simply want to work from home. So if you're being called for a course or consultant business and you want to get that started, Genesis Academy is the academy for you. And you can learn more about that by booking a strategy call or going to BibleBusinessAcademy.com/go. That will talk to you about Genesis Academy, because it's, a lot of things are made simple for you. We have the funnels already set up for you to help you with that, the campaigns that you need, emails that you're going to need. All of the strategies will help you to get your first customer, to do it where you'll have high value clients and you can help them, and it'll help you to get to your first 10K in your first 30 of in your system up. So that's the beauty of Genesis Academy, and that's a 10-week program. If you're that person who already has a business and an offline business or online business, and you want to take that above 6 figures, you're already above 6 figures, you want to take that to the next level, the Kingdom Enterprise System is for you. So that's what you want to talk to us about. And again, we have the course consultant with Genesis Academy, or if you want to get it all done because you're super busy, we also have a done for you program. And so you can go book a strategy now at BibleBusinessAcademy.com/call, or you can call us at 1-833-BIBLE-BIZ, and we will to you and let exactly what it takes to get things going. So I want to give you guys an example. I just shared a lot of valuable information about branding and doing things like that. Now I'm telling you the services that we can help you with, and I'm giving you that next call to action. So I'm just sharing with you how what we talked about, we're now using it. So if you got to this stage, I'm super proud of you, and I just want you to go step out on faith and go make it happen and live out the life that God called you. We will help you make that happen. And remember, I told you, if you stick around to the end, I want to share our Genesis Academy or any of our academies. We're going to send you out this gift box with some training in it, some of the questions that we ask you, so that you can write those up. But we also want to gift you with some stuff. So we'll have some prizes in those boxes when they get to you. So if you have some questions, you can go ahead and ask those questions, but just take action, guys. If you know that you're called to build a business, you want it to grow to 6 or 7 years, you have to take action and get started now. So go to 1-833 Bible Biz, or who want to email, you can email us at info@CathyMcReynolds.com, and we can help you with that through our Kingdom Management Enterprise System. People who are over that 6-figure income, or if you're that consultant business, you can do that through our Genesis Academy, or join the Done For You program. No matter what you're at, just book a strategy session. It's the best way for us to have that conversation, see where you're at, so we can know how to help you. So let me go ahead and head over here, see if we have any comments, any area we can get those answers done, questions done for you, and answer those. Let me see if we have anything over here. So let me know if you got valid this morning, Miss Patricia. Hope all is well and exciting with you as well. All right, guys. So let me just go ahead and throw these graphics on here real quick. We'll end this with, you can go and get our free report right there, BibleBusinessAcademy.com. Download that. You can pick up a copy of our book, Bible Business Secrets. So it's right here, BibleBusinessAcademy.com/book. So you see that on the screen there. Let me go ahead and put that back up there. You'll see that on right here. Show you guys in Instagram. You'll see that on the screen there. You can pick up a copy of that book. And let me hit the show. Okay. There we go. All right. Finally hit up on the screen. You can pick up a copy of that. Or if you want to get in, I should say, and if you want to get your planning done, get a copy of our planner called Believe and Rich, Believe and Grow Rich. You can get that at believeandgrowrich.org, or you can head over to Amazon and pick up a copy. So I appreciate you guys. We want you to join our membership, join our academy. Let us know how we can help you and serve you. And if I don't see any comments out there, y'all have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.